How you going, everybody? So, do something a little bit different. Well, today, I won't say today, but over the next sort of 24 hours anyway. So this is sort of a test piece because I want to clean the water jackets and everything in that block eventually over the next couple of 3 weeks at some point. While I'm sort of getting all these rods and pistons and everything all together and my crank all cleaned up and all that sort of stuff, I want to go through because there's quite a bit of crap. I don't know. In the frost plugs anyway, where all the water jackets are, like there's a lot of shit in there. That block's never been sort of hot tanked or anything like that. And I've been doing some reading and research and watching YouTube and bits and pieces. And I'd heard about electrolysis, but I never really knew what it was. But over the last few weeks, I've sort of been doing a bit of research, deciding whether I was going to get like a steel, like a 200 litre drum or 44 gallon drum, whatever you want to call it, and put that in there in like some sort of chemical solution and soak it, and maybe semi-boil or something like that, you know, put a gas burn or something underneath it and boil the block in that and try and get the crap out of it. And then I come across the electrolysis method where you put basically bicarb soda or just basically any powdered laundry detergent in a plastic container of water. Like I've got a blue drum over there I can use for the block if I need to. But anyway, I'm going to have a wee play. So I'm going to put half this packet of laundry detergent in some water and mix it up. And then I'm going to pour it in this bucket. And I've got some front suspension parts in here. Bottom arms, top arms, and the bottom ball joints. Because the bottom ball joints, even if I can't use them, if they're worn, I've got to send them away to be remanufactured. Like I could probably take have the ball joints and everything out of them, but I just thought it's not really going to matter. It's going to clean the crap out of them anyway and make it nicer to pull them apart later. But so I'm just going to have a play and see how this electrolysis works. So I'm going to set this up tonight, and then tomorrow night when I get home from work, I'll check it in the morning, and I'll check it again 2 or 3 hours from now before I sort of go to bed to make sure it's still working okay. But yeah, like I'm going to mix up the laundry detergent in there, about half a packet, because to be honest I don't know really how much to use. Like I've seen guys put 2 packets of laundry detergent in, I've seen guys put just 1 packet of laundry detergent in, and like doing like a 6-cylinder or a V8 block and all sorts of things. So to be honest, like from all the research I've done, I think it doesn't really matter as long as you get a reasonable concentrate of the bicarb soda in the water, because it helps conduct the electricity, and that's basically all it does. I think you can I've even seen guys doing like small, like in a small container, like doing bits and pieces. I've seen them use I think it was table salt and something else. So basically, as long as it conducts electricity through the water easier, it's basically all you need, I think, from what I do, from the sort of research I'm doing. So I'm hoping my little battery charger that I've got here, that I borrowed off my father-in-law, because I haven't got one here, but it's only like 1,600 milliamps, which I'm guessing is just 1.6 amps. Yeah, it is 1.6 amps is written there. So it's really, really slow. So I think, to be honest, like from what I've seen, most people have said that you just put it on a real low trickle charge. If your charge is like one of the big ones, and you get it's got several different settings. You can put it up and do a real high boost, or just have it down on like a low, sort of like 2 or 3 amp trickle charge. It's basically all you need, just enough to run the electricity through it. So I'm going to mix the solution up now, and dump the water in here, and then top it up if I need to, till it's covering the parts. And I've got my piece of, I don't know what you can really see, but I've got my piece of sacrificial steel, and this is a bit of heavy steel wire anyway in there. And before I hook the electricity up, I'll make sure they're not touching, and we'll crank it up and we'll see what happens, and hopefully we get a decent result. So I'll carry on and get this all sorted out, and I'll hook it up, and I'll come back in an hour or so once I've had some tea, and we'll see what it looks like. Alrighty, cheers. Right, how you going, guys? Right, I've got this all ready to go. So I've got the positive lead on the sacrificial piece of steel, and the negative lead on the all the parts I want to clean. So I've got this all hooked up, ready to go. All I've got to do is turn the switch on. So I'll turn the switch on, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully this all works. Just keep back a bit, mate, please.
Well, is that actually bubble?
So it says it's charging. Battery charger says it's charging. So hopefully it's doing its biz. So I'll turn this off now, and I'll go have some tea, and I'll come back out here in an hour or a bit more, and we'll see what's happening. Alrighty, guys, cheers. Righty, update time again. So I come back out here about an hour after I turn it on, and the battery charger keeps turning off. So I've tried a plan B, like of another little method I've seen. I had an old cell phone charger, one of the old ones with a cord on it. It's like a real low voltage. It's only about 4.5 or 5 volts or something, and it's only I think it's about 1.5 amps or something. So I've hooked that onto it. So I hope to be, I don't know, to be real low voltage, but we'll just see what it does. It mightn't be enough, but yeah, the little battery charger here I've got obviously recognises it's not charging a battery, so it just turns off after a few minutes. So we'll leave this going for a while and see what happens, and see if we get any bubbles and all that sort of stuff going on, and see if we have any luck. Alrighty, guys, cheers, see ya. Right, how you going, guys, girls, everybody. So last night I didn't have any success. I played around with a few different ways of trying to get a current to run through this, and had no success. So I brought home a battery that we had changed out in the car that's still got a little bit of life in it. So I've hooked that up to the battery charger, and then run some wires from the battery obviously over to my solution here with the little bits in it. And I've just hooked it up there just about a minute or so ago, and it's bubbling away here nicely now, hopefully still. Hopefully everything keeps going. Yeah, because it didn't matter what I did last night. The only thing I had success was I temporarily hooked a drill battery up, you know, like from a rechargeable drill, and I just temporarily hooked that up through a couple of wires, and away it went and bubbled up, and said, oh yeah, sweet. So yeah, I knew that wasn't going to last, so I brought home a battery that we'd changed and hooked the battery charger up to it. Hopefully that keeps working, and I'll shoot back in an hour or so after I've had some tea and everything, because I've just got home from work. And yeah, we'll let it go, and then hopefully tomorrow, after I've finished work in the afternoon, because it's Saturday tomorrow, so only got half a day at work, so I'll shoot home, and hopefully it'll be better, maybe pull it out and have a decent look and see what's going on. So yeah, so hopefully this keeps going for me, and let's have a quick look, make sure the charge is still running. Yep, it's still going at this stage. So, and like the water was reasonably clear, and I hooked the wires up and it went all bubbly real quick. So by the time I sort of picked the phone up to start videoing, it was like this, and you can see it's gone quite brown around there reasonably quickly, around that positive side, so that's a good sign. Bloody light band's easy with this phone. So anyway, I'll go inside and we'll come back out shortly and we'll have another look and make sure she's all still working properly. And from what I can tell, like within an hour or so, like I should be, as long as enough current still flowing through this, there should be quite a lot of junk up on top, bits and pieces of rust and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see. Righty guys, cheers. Righty guys, it hasn't been an hour yet, but it's not far off it. So as you can see, like it's really starting to get a lot of brown spots and bits and pieces, and it's definitely working, so that's good. So hopefully it keeps working. Be interesting to see it in another couple of hours or by the morning and see what's actually happening, but it's definitely working, so that's the main thing. So yeah, I won't say too much more. We'll just come back in the morning and have another look, or if I come out here later on before I go to bed and it's done a heap more, I'll do a quick video then. Alrighty, cheers. Righty, so just back out here again, have another quick wee look. I'm guessing this has probably been on, I don't know, about 3 hours, maybe a wee bit longer. I actually thought there might have been a bit more gunk on top, but it's definitely still getting thick, and there's quite a lot of stuff over here. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like in the morning. Still doing its thing anyway. The charge is still charging and that sort of stuff, so I guess it's still working slowly. Anyway, we'll come back out here in the morning and do another quick little video and just see how much more muck's on top. Hopefully plenty. Anyway guys, we'll catch you later on. Cheers. Guys, so unfortunately yesterday I lost some videos. Some young fellas playing with my bloody phone, and I did a video yesterday of pulling the suspension parts out of the tank, and I took them away and cleaned them, and did another video of that after I cleaned them and showed a few comparisons. And you can actually see some of the crap that came out of yesterday that was attached to the sacrificial piece of steel. So that was all the shit that was attracted to it, plus more. Obviously there's still some sitting on the bottom of the tank. But I've now got a one of the heads off that other motor I brought back from Hobart the other day sitting in there. It's not quite tall enough. I need to actually disconnect it and turn it around. So this is what's going on here. So it's really been going. I haven't actually seen this since last night. You've seen that when I'd seen that. So that looks good. So yeah, what I'll do is undo that bolt and pull the head out, and I'll turn it around. I actually did a video here yesterday too and did a comparison. So that's its mate. So you can see all the junk that's in these ports and crap, and so I did a video of that yesterday before I put it in too. So you get a bit of an idea of what it actually looked like. And it's like really rusty and round behind the valves from sitting out in the open, and so I'm hoping that looks really good now. And this is the parts that I cleaned up yesterday. Obviously now they've sort of flash rusted a bit. And this one here is one I haven't done. I actually had it up here for a comparison when I did these ones. So I'm going to re-soak these because there was still quite a bit of shit in around here that was like thick mud and crap that didn't come off. So I am going to redo these again. But they actually come up really clean, as you can see, but they've been sitting here now for 24 hours. Well, not quite 24 hours, but yeah, so like they're gone, sort of just flash rusted a bit, but that doesn't matter too much. But this is that sacrificial steel that I actually had in the tank, and it broke the wire off as well. I could actually ate the piece of wire away that was holding it. So it's pretty potent doing this. So yeah, but anyway, I'm pretty happy with how they cleaned up. Like, that's the other thing I need to do, is I need to get a pressure washer here, so once I get them straight out of the tank I can pressure wash them all and then spray them with some WD-40 or some sort of CRC or something like that, just to stop them flash rusting. And then I'd actually quickly bloody blow a coat of primer over these or something like that once you get them sort of cleaned up, so they don't rust. But anyway, I'll stop the camera and I'll pull this head out and turn it over and have a quick look, and then turn it over and put it back in and see what it turned out like. Alrighty. Alright, so I've turned the head round, and it's definitely cleaning up. Like, the paint is starting to loosen up and actually come off the block, and like a lot of the rust, especially in the ports and stuff, is quite loose now. Like, it's not sort of hard, and so it definitely needs longer. So I'll keep leaving this in here for probably another 24 hours, but I'll turn it over and probably another time. But I'll leave this in here for probably at least 12 hours now, and that'll get the centre pretty clean and give that other end a chance to sort of loosen up a bit. And yeah, and then I'll turn it over again and give it another few hours at the other end, just the top end. So yeah, so I really needed a bigger, deeper bucket for doing this sort of stuff, or a big, long, flat one, which would be quite good to get a couple of heads in. So I might work on that one. But yeah, that's working really well. I'd hate to pull that sacrificial piece of steel out and have a look, because man, that would be gross. But we'll just leave that in the meantime. I'll show that in the next video after I eventually pull this out. But I'll join these videos together now and post them up so you can actually see what's going on. And we'll get back to you later on. Cheers.